I'm Roy Cantu at the McAllen International Airport. The holiday traffic is picking up, so if you're coming to the airport, show up a little bit earlier and call your airline to see if bad weather has affected your flight across the country. It's an exciting time here at the McAllen International Airport. With me right now is Elizabeth Suarez to tell us the latest. Liz, tell me about all this construction that's going on.
Well, yeah, we're in the middle of a lot of construction work, and we're really excited to really see progress for the airport. More than anything, the excitement is that we're going to be adding an additional gate to the airport, and in addition to that, we've got just improved amenities for all of our passengers, and we want to just express our gratitude to the public because we know that during this busy holiday season, they're going to have a lot of patience with us as things are cramped and we have a lot of dust in the air. But it's for a good purpose, and we know that in next year in the summertime, we'll be able to really show off all of the work and the labor of so much.
How many gates are you adding?
We're adding one additional gate, but it's overall an additional 40,000 square feet that are being added to the terminal. And so for what that really does for us is it gives us more options. We have increased opportunity to station post-security food areas. We have an area designated for a bar, an area designated for a coffee area. We've got some hot food with a full kitchen set up post-security. And in addition to that, as passengers are waiting for their flight, we're going to have a retail area that's more ample and more comfortable and very easily accessible in that post-screening area. And so overall, we want to make sure that all our passengers, as they're waiting for their flight to Vegas or to Mexico City, that they have an opportunity to sit back, relax, and get ready for their travels.
You did add recently a coffee zone here in the lobby.
And that's one of the first, most visible changes that people will start to see when they come into the airport. Pre-security, they have access to that as they're waiting for that flight to get here and that loved one to get here during the holiday. Comfort food, comfort hot chocolate during the winter months is available for the passengers. We have Coffee Zone that's going to be offering that service and that's currently offering that service. And it's a great addition to what the airport is looking to. Overall, our goal is to improve the experience of our passengers and of the visitors that are coming here to drop off passengers or greet them once they arrive. And so we're really excited. It's a great time to be in McAllen, and it's a great time for the McAllen International Airport.
And you've seen some increase in numbers here. The employments have gone up. That's
right. You know, we're really excited to report as we look at October employment numbers that McAllen continues to be the leader in the number of employments. We have about an 18% lead over Harlingen, and we continue to grow that. You know, I think one of the things that we are reminded of when we look at our passenger activity is that we are truly an international airport. We continue to offer those two direct service opportunities through IDOMAD into the San Luis Potosí area in Mexico and into Mexico City. And so our passengers continue to have the service through United and American Airlines that gets them to the Dallas area, to the Houston area, where they can continue to connect to those other destinations in the United States or abroad. And then more directly through IDOMAD and Allegiant. Allegiant offering that direct nonstop flight into Las Vegas, and then IDOMAD being a partner on international service. So we're really excited about all that there is to do here. Over the last 3 years, we've started to see a growth in passengers. Employment data shows that over the last 3 years, we've had an overall 4% growth. And so we're really working hard to make certain we're giving our passengers the amenities so that it's easy for them, and it makes perfect sense when we tell them, fly McAllen, that it becomes that action that they take.
Thank you, Liz, for all the information, and we'll continue to keep you updated on the latest changes here at the airport. Besides a busy holiday season, the City of McAllen did have a very successful event, the inaugural McAllen Marathon. I spoke with Sally Gavlik, the director of the McAllen Parks and Recreation Department, about the race.
We were so excited. Everybody was so pleased with how it came out. You know, we had a lot of people from city departments who were out there helping out with it. Runners told us how much they loved the course. A lot of them cut down their times, and that's especially important if you're going for a Boston qualifier, which this race was, because it was a flat course, relatively a flat course. But we could not have asked for more perfect weather. It may have been cold to the rest of us, but for runners, it was an ideal temperature to be able to run. All of our water stations, all of our cheer stations, you know, the community really stepped up to support this. Along 2nd Street, people came out in front of their neighborhoods there with chairs just rooting everybody on. And that's something we wanted. We really wanted this to be a community-based event that people could see what was going on, see what we were offering. We wanted to fill heads in beds, and we got quite a few from out of town. We had 4 countries and 13 states. We had a lady from Philadelphia and from New York that flew in here to compete in this race. So we really feel like we've started out, we've got a good basis. And next year, we are looking, not next year, 2015, we are looking at having 2,500 to 3,000 runners. We had 1,170 runners this year, which, as far as we're concerned, we were sold out because we had planned for 1,000. The next marathon is going to be January the 11th, 2015. Rock and Roll in San Antonio actually moved from November to December, and we wanted to give the runners at least 4 weeks in between those 2 races, because we did attract a lot of people who ran in the Rock and Roll Marathon who came to McAllen, and we believe we'll attract more for next year.
What can people expect for next year, the learning lessons? How will it be a little different?
We will put some water stations in some different spots. We had them in the wrong spot. We will contact more neighborhood associations to see if we can get more cheer stations. We will make sure that the runners know where all the fuel stops were, because we did have oranges and bananas and salt for them, but we didn't have those identified enough to where the runners could easily know which station they were going to would have the fuel supply. So we will do that. De Leon will be completed by then, so we'll actually have the bleachers up closer to the finish line. But we will continue using De Leon site because it just worked out perfect as far as the start and finish. One of the compliments we got was that people ran through parts of McAllen that they had never been in before, and how excited and how nice the area looked.
Sally, also, you're looking for sponsors already.
Yes, we would like to have a title sponsor. You know, within your Austin, San Antonio, or Houston, they have some big corporate sponsors. This would allow us to do additional advertising because our goal is within 5 years that we have 10,000 people in McAllen running in our marathon.
The McAllen Parks and Recreation Department is already gearing up for next year. For more information about the marathon, please visit www.mcallenmarathon.com. McAllen is changing the way we develop businesses, property, and neighborhoods. The new Development Services Center is located at 311 North 15th Street in McAllen.
The City of McAllen developed this one-stop shop to assist our development community in order to provide them an experience so that they're able to more quickly develop their subdivision or construct their buildings. Well, you're going to get a faster and friendly experience. Basically, if you look around the building, we tore down all the walls. As you can see when you walk in, you can go from one department to another. So you have the planning area, inspections, engineering, and our code enforcement areas. And as you look around, it's an open concept. So a developer or an engineer or a contractor is welcome to come into the building, meet with our staff, and go through and obtain the necessary permits that they need to obtain.
The new Development Services Center includes engineering, planning, building inspections, health and code enforcement. The new building is located in McAllen's old City Hall. Mayor Jim Darling has been approaching city business on a regional level. He has approached several local cities on the university and medical school, and he recently approached the city of FAR to see how they could work together. Teclo Garcia with the City of McAllen has this report.
This is Teclo Garcia with MCN, the McAllen Cable Network. I'm here at FAR City Hall with Mayor Jim Darling, McAllen Mayor Jim Darling. Mayor Darling, this is one of these regional meetings that you really like and you're a proponent of. Tell us how important this was for you to get this together.
Well, I think it was very important. I think it shows that the elected officials are behind the idea that we have to work together, and I think that message gets sent to the staff, because they're the ones that have to really do this. I mean, we make decisions, but we're not the ones that carry out the details and do that. So I'm really encouraged by our city manager and FAR city managers' enthusiasm about working together, and hopefully this will be the beginning of that kind of relationship.
Now, there are a lot of issues that always cross city boundaries, city limits. Y'all mentioned water. You talked about commerce in some cases. Tell us about what some of those can be.
Well, obviously we talked about the bridge in commerce and what's happening in Mexico, and we compete for traffic across Mexico. We compete with the federal government for their resources because Border Patrol and Customs have limited resources, and so as Mexico grows and opportunities grow, it makes sense where you're not competing for those limited resources, where if you're together, maybe you enhance the ability to get those resources, you use those resources better, and it helps everybody. And so it's got to make economic sense, but I think there's opportunity there, especially in commerce, for us to work together as a region as opposed to 5 or 6 entities competing all the time.
Can you talk about water just for a second?
Yeah, water is important. One of the things that I've tried to emphasize as a president of Regional Water Authority is we have a responsibility to farmers, but the conservation is important. But we have bad publicity from an economic standpoint that we're worst drought of the century and all that. But the way we are different than the rest of the state is our reservoir is replenished every year, first to the cities and then the irrigators, where the rest of the state is prorated. So if you have an empty reservoir, or you have a reservoir that's 20% at capacity in the rest of the state, you're out of water. In the valley, if you have 20%, we still have water as a city. That doesn't demean the needs of agriculture. It's very important economically, but from an economic standpoint of telling people up north, we are different than the rest of the state. And so what we need to do as cities is to get together, recognize that, work on projects that make sense regionally to have better uses of our water, and I think there's opportunities there for that too.
Mayor, one thing that we didn't talk about, but we also share, and you know very well, is that we share state representatives and congressional leaders. Right. We can also probably work together with those guys.
I think they would like that, because we all go up individually and say, hey, do this for us, and not necessarily not for them, but that's what they face. And so yeah, if we went up, I think they would feel a little bit relieved if we went up and said, hey, there's 8 cities and we agree that we need to have this done, and they could then feel more comfortable with limited resources that they have helping us out.
Mayor, thanks for spending some time with us, and of course it was a great meeting. Some called it historic. First time that the city of FAR and the city of McAllen have gotten together, if ever, and as long as it's been a long time, we know that's for sure. Thank you very much for watching MCN.
As you shop, dine, and stay in the city of McAllen, the McAllen Police Department is warning people to be careful this holiday season.
Yes, this is Victor Rodriguez. On behalf of the city of McAllen Police Department, we want to remind everybody that we've entered that part of the year where the holiday season, and this is the time when it's the most important to take every step necessary to assure our security. Make sure that we take steps to secure our homes. When we leave our homes, that we leave lights on, that we take the steps that our doors are locked, alarms are on, that we leave lights on in our homes, that we take steps to secure our vehicles, that we lock our vehicles, not leave any valuables in our vehicles, don't leave purses exposed, don't leave purchases exposed. If you have to make several runs home in order to not leave things exposed, then take those steps. It's important to remember this is a time of the year when it gets darker sooner. By 5:30 this time of the year, it's already dark, so it's important to know that you've got to work with less light as you travel. It's important to know also that many of us are amongst us everywhere we go, shopping and enjoying the season. One more thing I would like to ask all of you is that this is a time of the year that is festive. And do so responsibly. If you're going to enjoy the season, do so responsibly. If you're going to drink, don't drive. This is a time of the year where we want to take every step necessary so that all of us can assure ourselves that we'll be here one more year. So on behalf of the city of McAllen, on behalf of the city of McAllen Police Department, on behalf of all of our personnel here at the city of McAllen, we want to wish all of you a happy and a safe holiday season. Thank you.
If you have an emergency, please call the emergency number 911. If you have a general question for the police department, call their business number at 681-2000. During the holidays, the hours of operation change for the city of McAllen. Here's Neil Canales with more.
Hi, I'm Neil Canales with information from the McAllen 311 Center. McAllen City Hall and all city offices, including the libraries, will be closed on December 24th and 25th for the official Christmas holiday season. However, your garbage and your recyclables, be it your business or at your home, will be collected uninterrupted during that time. Everybody's going to open up for business as usual on December 26th.
If you need assistance, call McAllen's 311 Center at 681-3111. Download the city's app on Google Play or iTunes Store. The city of McAllen is also planning their big New Year's Eve bash at the McAllen Convention Center. Organizers say bring the entire family.
Join us on Tuesday, December 31st for the New Year's Eve Bash at the McAllen Convention Center. Gates open at 5:30 p.m. Free parking, free admission. We have Little Joey La Familia headlining our Tejano stage along with other entertainment and a huge fireworks display at midnight. Come and join us.
These are only a few headlines making news for the City of McAllen. Watch us on MCN 17.12 or connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Roy Cantu for the City of McAllen.